First time I saw Spider-Man, I was offended by the intense violence in the film, particularly by the Green Goblin's death scene, in which the bladiness hoverboard flies towards him, impaling him against the wall in the end of the film. It really got me thinking. Why do they make violent comic books and comic-inspired movies? And why should such entertainment include inappropriate violence and sexual content? What do Da Vinci, Van Gogh, and Stanley all have in common? They are all artists. Stanley was arguably one of the greatest comic writer of all time, and the father of both Spider-Man and the Fantastic Four. More importantly, Lee opened the door for children of all ages to access their greatest superpower, the ability to read. Unfortunately, today's generation of comic book illustrators catered to adult audiences showing scenes of violence, scenes of blood, violence, and sexual content. The graphic nature of these comics have caused several lawmakers, along with interpreters of the United States Constitution, to quote the popular catchphrase of Spider-Man himself: "With great power comes great responsibility." If verbal abuse, and destruction of property are not permitted in American society, then why should this behavior be acceptable for superheroes who are admired by countless American children and teens? The answer is that it shouldn't be. Nevertheless, the slander and hate speech within such media is no match for our country's own superhero, the United States Constitution. Violence in comic books, movies, video games, school, and television programs should be banned in America. Why? Because the gory and graphic scenes that portray are a direct violation of the First Amendment. The First Amendment states, "Congress shall make no law respecting the establishment of religion and prohibiting the free exercise thereof, or abridging the freedom of speech or the press, or the right of the people to assemble and petition the government for a redress of grievance." Nevertheless, several comics include slanderous stereotypes which are unprotected by the Constitution, with such oversimplified images or idea of a particular type of a person can be classified as abusive or threatening speech that expresses prejudice against a person's race, religion, or sexual orientation. Living in a world already filled with so much brutality and heartache, I think that there are times when we all wish that we could beam a bat signal into the sky. Lucky for us, America already has 1,281,900 heroes who stand up for our life, liberty, happiness across the globe. They are men and women who are active members in our military. Sadly, unlike heroes on comic book pages, America's heroes are not invincible. According to www.businessinsider.com, 6,951 U.S. military deaths have currently resulted from the wars in Iraq, of Afghanistan. Their sacrifice was not in vain, but instead ensure that our First Amendment can live forever. In the words of J. Michael Straczynski, one of the voices behind Captain America, when the mob and the press and the whole world tell you to move, your job is to plant yourself like a tree by the river of the truth and tell the whole world, no, you move. So let's stand for true heroism and stand up against violence.